What's up guys, what we have here is the new JMC Vigus Pro, JMC for Jiangling Motors Corporation. It was recently brought in and launched by Warisan Tanchong International and it goes for 89,000 ringgit. So for this video, instead of going through the usual motions, just reviewing the truck, all about the truck, I thought I'd do something different. What I'll be doing with this truck here today is I will be helping a friend who runs a chain of restaurants with his logistics. Basically, I'm going to be a runner lah. So we're driving around some commercial areas on the way to Balakong to help my friend collect some new bowls and packages that he got for his restaurant. And at low speeds now, between 40 to 60 kilometers an hour, it actually feels pretty smooth. The gear changes are smooth. Engine doesn't roar too loudly. I actually quite like it. Let's see what it's like going through the first bump. It's actually not too bad. Got 141 horsepower with about 340 Newton meters of torque. By today's standards, that's actually not a lot, even if you compare it with Ford's 2-litre turbo diesel engine. But in the real world situation now, in heavy traffic, top go, low speed driving, I think it's actually performing really well. Definitely got no complaints there. Even when you're cruising at a slightly higher speed, 120, 130, 140 kilometers an hour even, the car doesn't feel very nervous, but I never bothered going faster than that, because you just wouldn't go any faster than that in trucks like that. I think the interior's got a really nice appearance as well, a mix of black and silver trims. The silver trims are in all the right places. It's actually very pleasing to the eye. In terms of features, well, not that many. You get Bluetooth, cruise control, paddle shifters, surprisingly, a gear lever that looks like the one from Peugeot's. You get parking sensors, hill descent control, a button to fold the side mirrors, single zone air conditioning, one USB port, one 12-volt charger. The reverse camera is not very sharp, as you can see over here, but at least you get automatic windows in all 4 corners. That's pretty much it. Right, so we have arrived at the warehouse, and one thing I forgot to mention earlier, we've got 15 boxes to collect. That's going to be interesting. So we're jamming our way to Sunway at the moment, the central kitchen. We're going to go through Sungai Besi and then the NPE highway. There's going to be a lot of driving today, so I reckon we'll get to find out if this truck is fuel efficient. So I'm doing about 70-80 kilometers an hour now, 1500 RPM, and I must say, at this speed, it's actually quite refined. The ride is quite smooth, it's not very bumpy, as you can tell from the movement of my body. Cabin insulation is pretty good. It's not much wind noise. I'm quite impressed. The skies are clear, the weather is nice, traffic isn't too bad. Not a bad way to start the week, I suppose, instead of being at the office. So there's almost nothing to criticize in terms of the interior design and all that. But I don't know, I have mixed opinions about how the car looks. As for the front, I'm not sure what they're trying to achieve. On one hand, it kind of looks aggressive, but on the other hand, it looks like now that the roads are not very nice, you do feel the downsides of a pickup. At the end of the day, pickups are pickups. Okay, we are at the central kitchen in Sunway. Alright, now that we have the boxes unloaded, while we're waiting for my friend, the boss, to arrive to give us more instructions for the day, I thought maybe I'll show you the interior of the car, the front seat, the dashboard, the rear leg room. Come on. So you have fabric seats up front here. Padding is really soft, by the way. Only criticism with it is no height adjustment, so a bit hard to see out of if you are not as tall. You get a multi-information display here for your fuel consumption figures, your range and whatnot. Moving to the back. Alright, let me just move my backpack away. There. The seats were quite upright, but I must say, quite comfortable. But here's the thing, I mean, if the padding and the cushion is already so soft when it's new, what would it be like 5 years down the road, 7 years down the road? So, as for legroom, with the seat adjusted to my driving position, I suppose sufficient. No rear aircon vents, no charging ports, nothing whatsoever. You don't even get an armrest. So all in all, you get the bare essentials of a modern day vehicle, like with Bluetooth connectivity, parking sensors, even the essentials of a modern day pickup with hill descent control, your four-wheel drive controls, but nothing more than that. Alright, now that we have unloaded all the boxes, I've got my good friend here, Joseph, one of the founders of the Humble Food Company, to let us know what we're doing next.
Firstly, thank you so much for packing in 15 cartons of those large boxes into your pickup truck today. I am truly impressed that you managed to fit everything.
It's quite incredible, I must say. Even I was impressed. So, where to next?
2 places for you to go to. One of it is my outlet in Desa Pandan, KL. And after having done that drop in Desa Pandan, KL, the next drop will be in Damansara Perdana in Petaling Jaya.
Okay, that's quite a lot of driving. What are we going to be carrying?
You'll be carrying a mixed bags of goods, alright? So you got goods like fresh produce, you've got cooked food, and you also have those carton boxes that you brought earlier. So those packaging and then mineral water and things like that.
Wow, that's a lot to carry, okay. A lot of miles to cover, but let's get going.
Hang in there. Please put on this uniform as you go out and do your deliveries later.
This guy want me to help him do deliveries and then have to wear his uniform some more. Opportunist, huh? Let's get going then. This car has a payload of 850 kilos, ground clearance of 225 millimeters. So on that note, it's actually quite respectable as a pickup. I think in terms of ground clearance, it's more or less up to today's standards. But as for the payload, I think the more established names are pushing like 1 ton now, you know, their payload, the ability to carry cargo. I think we're talking about 1 ton and above. So this 850, slight disadvantage, but man, are you really gonna carry 850 kilos worth of cargo? I doubt it. Even with the cargo bed full like that, I think it's probably under 200 kilos. So next stop, Desa Pandan. We're gonna go down to KL on the Sunway. That's gonna be fun. Life as a runner, restaurateur, Lala Move driver. Not really fun, huh? Especially this one, you don't really get money out of it also. So while we're slowly cruising our way to Desa Pandan at 70-80 kilometers an hour, I was just thinking, a lot of pickups to choose from these days. Mazda has a new one, and now this Vigus Pro, and I'm sure you'll be thinking the same as well, but I don't think this car exists to compete directly against, you know, the Rangers, the Hilux, the Tritons. I don't think so. If anything, I think this pickup is targeted at those who would buy the Mitsubishi Triton Quest. I'm sure you've seen this on the road before, you know, it's the Triton, but it's super low, as if it's like a sedan, but it looks like a pickup. It's only 4x2, it doesn't have the 4x4 function. Yeah, people, or rather companies who buy those type of pickups, or you know, those Tata pickup trucks, these are the kind of buyers that JMC will be targeting. Buyers who don't want a pickup, but they need a pickup. Yeah, because if you want a pickup, you want to buy a nicer looking one, you know, whether it's the Ranger or the Triton, the Hilux, you know, rugged, a lot of features, safe driving aids. This car you buy because you need a pickup. You need something that just has the ability of a pickup, which is to carry goods and perhaps high sitting position in case, you know, it floods or whatever. This is the kind of car you want to look at. So yeah, I don't think this is a direct competitor to, you know, your more established names. I don't think it's fair even to compare this car to those established names. This is for a different kind of buyer. In fact, I think, and this is a bit of a crazy argument, this can even be for those who are looking to spend perhaps 80,000+ on a brand new car, but you want the most car for your money. You want it big, you want to be sitting high, you want it to have a modern interior as well. This, I would recommend this. But there are two things I would consider if I was looking at this truck. Number one, ride comfort. A pickup is a pickup. No matter what, you will feel the vibrations, you will feel the bumpiness. But this one, I feel it just a bit more than the modern pickups, which have been fine-tuned. And if parts are limited, then maybe I have to wait longer. I don't know. If I'm using this car for my day-to-day operations, I cannot afford for the car to be stranded or grounded for too long, you know, while I wait for the part to arrive and all that. So, if you're looking at this truck, you need to check with the service center on that. Otherwise, I think it's a really good workhorse. I think it creates a special segment for itself. Even if you're looking at the next best Japanese option, you're looking at about 10,000–15,000 ringgit away. I think new Isuzu D-Max 4x2. It's not 4x4. Yeah, so, you know, you gotta really consider what you want, then look into your options. Alright, we have arrived at our first stop, Humble Food Company Desa Pandan. Alright, Desa Pandan, check. Next stop, Damansara Perdana. It's about 5 o'clock now. We've covered about 120 kilometers using a quarter tank. Really hope I won't hit traffic. And then after that, from Damansara Perdana back home, LDP, goodness, it's gonna be a nightmare. But now that the car has half the original cargo, maybe let's try going a little faster, huh? I must say, having driven it for more than 100 kilometers now, I have no comments about the way it drives. Turns really well, doesn't wobble about, transmission is smooth, engine has enough power. When I first got this assignment, having to drive a Chinese truck, I had certain expectations. Not very high expectations, but man, they've come a long way. It stops really well as well. I mean, this one comes with rear disc brakes, by the way, which most pickups in Malaysia do not offer. They offer drum brakes at the back. So that definitely helps with the braking performance. More importantly, the assurance. For driving such a big car, you're carrying so much weight, the car needs to stop a lot faster. Oh, we're really hitting some serious rain right now. Wow. But you know what? Because of that, I found out there's automatic headlamps and wipers. Holy crap! The visibility is almost zero. Whoa! Okay, so we've got a lot of paper boxes on the cargo bed, like on the outside. If you're buying a pickup to carry things, make sure you have a plastic to cover your cargo. Oh man, that pile of water that just hit the car. I can't imagine how those paper boxes at the back containing mineral water looks like. It's probably all wet and mushy. Oh my goodness. So that ends our deliveries for today and also our vlog for the new JMC Vigus Pro. I hope you learned a little bit about the car and perhaps a little bit on what it takes to run a restaurant on a daily basis. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next video.